Well, we have a very interesting example to help us understand the application of equations. Okay, so this is a very real life situation. There we are going to talk about the revenue model of a business. In this business, who is involved in the manufacturing of toys, they produce miniature drones that can fly up to 30 minutes. Okay, the variable cost of production is $10 per unit, and then it sells for $15 each. Okay, and the fixed monthly cost is $500. The fixed monthly cost means that it will not change with how many units you produce. Even if you produce 0 units, you still have to pay $500 each month. Consider this like a rent of your production house, okay? So our objective is to find that how many drones each month the company needs to sell to avoid loss. Okay, so this is a very typical profit loss scenario. So profit and loss in any business transaction, as we understand, is a differential of your revenue versus the cost. Okay, so what is our revenue? Revenue is when you sell some number of units and you obtain $15 for each unit you sell, correct? So let's say if we sell n units and then we sell each unit at $15, so my total revenue is going to be n times 15, right? And this is in dollars, right? Likewise, what will be my cost? Because these are the only two elements I need to find, the revenue and the cost. Since I found a form of my revenue which is linked to a variable, and that variable is n, my cost will be equal to how many units do I produce. Let's say if I have to sell n units, that means I have to produce n units, correct? And the cost of production is $10 for each unit. That is a variable cost. So that means at least that much I have to spend to produce those n number units. On top of that, I also have this fixed monthly cost of 500. So whatever I produce, n number of units times 10 plus 500. So this is going to be my cost, correct? So based on that, I say that my profit or loss is equal to revenue minus cost. That means my profit or loss is equal to n times 15 minus this whole expression about the cost, which is n times 10 plus 500. And this is inside the parenthesis, right? So now you have created an equation where you are linking your profit or loss equal to the number of units sold versus the number of units produced and so on. Okay, so now let's simplify this whole expression. We say that on the right hand side, which is this side, I have 15 times n, correct? 15n minus n times 10 will give me 10n, right? Because there is a negative sign outside these parentheses. And then this negative sign will also multiply with this positive to give you negative 500. And this is equal to your profit or loss. Okay. And I can further simplify the right hand side of this equation because I see that there are two like variables. I have 15 of n and I have negative 10 of n. So this will give me 5n and then this will be negative 500 as it is. Okay. So now you have a simple equation that you need to solve. And what we are solving it for is we have to find that value of n for which the loss will not be there, but we are not saying that we want to make any profit. We simply want to avoid any loss. That means we can equate this to be 0. Okay, so you have an equation now where 0 is equal to 5n minus 500. So let's solve it. What I'm going to do is there is a constant here. I will simply add 500 on the right hand side. But since I have to keep it balanced, I do the same operation. And this gives me 500 is equal to 5n because this 500 is simply going to cancel out. Now you can divide both sides with 5 once again, right? And that leads to 100 is equal to n. And that simply means that the n is equal to 100, meaning for 100 units produced and sold, I will run into a situation that neither I have made a profit nor I have made any loss. And that is exactly what we were looking for, right? So in this method, you basically learned about how to model any situation into the form of an expression, an equation, and then you applied the solution steps of equation to come up with your answer. Okay. So this is the benefit of learning equations. You can pretty much model any scenario in your daily life to help you find some good, quick, and easy solutions to those problems.